From gaming reviews and industry news to nonsensical humor and mayhem, the usual suspects, your hosts, Kaiba, Zippo, and Silky Smooth. This is The Second Review.
Welcome back to another edition of The Second Review. I am your host, Kaiba. Over here is Zippo.
It's your host, Master Kaiba. In the chair.
Good. Yes, I found this has got to be evil villain chair.
I think so. It's.
Is this like not evil villain chair?
I actually think that was Ferrari's.
I think it was his at one point too.
Oh, you're sitting in Ferrari's seat. Yeah, good luck with
that.
that.
I had to go to the gym all the time with him, and I had to use the same bench as he used. So if
you start scratching your ass tomorrow, you know what happens.
Smell like patchouli.
And the Silky Smooth. Augustus Gloop today.
Oh, yeah.
Because he's pounding down some freaking cake. What?
That
what
is a lot of fucking cake, dude. That is a ton of cake.
Dude, you're going to be sugar coma in like 20 minutes.
Diabetes.
No, that is the beatus right there.
The beatus.
That is the beatus.
I feel good about it.
Anyways, on today's episode, we're actually going to get a little bit in depth with some news that's been going on. Actually, recently I started playing Fortnite.
I did too.
Did you?
Yeah.
Awesome, man. What are you thinking?
That you'll ignore him online?
Oh!
That we're not playing together.
Dude, squad mode is hard as fuck on there. Well, I mean, if you're with the people that you don't know how to play with.
Okay, which is like everybody.
Well,
because
I ran across...
Before you even drop, 30% of the people die. It's pretty funny.
Yeah, it really is. Actually, was in a lobby the other night that had 99 people in it, max lobby. And I decided, like, you know what, I'm going to wait and jump out of the bus at the very end of the map. In doing so, it went from 99 to 72 in 30 seconds. Like,
you can't die from jumping, but somehow people find a way to do so.
I'm trying to figure that out. I think what they do is they land on top of a roof and then just jump.
I think they land in water.
No, you can swim in water.
I don't know. They just get shot.
No, because it says there's actually a little, like where it says, "Hey, you got killed by," or "You've been shotgun, you've been killed by a pistol."
It'll be like somebody fell from the fall, like
mass suicide.
I'm like, how?
Yeah, like they met like an untimely death.
Yeah,
it's the dumbest shit. Anyways, we're gonna talk a little bit about the unrivaled success of Fortnite Battle Royale. Get a little bit into some numbers, and we'll actually talk about why this game is doing what it's doing.
Actually, I think it is rivaled by its sister game, and not only say its sister game, but from PUBG.
Right, and actually, it kind of is, and it kind of isn't. And we'll actually get into that. I have numbers for that one. Also, we'll talk a little bit about Bethesda gearing up for E3 this year. So, what are they working on? Is it Fallout New Orleans? Is it the next Elder Scrolls? Could it be Game of Thrones? Or is it Project Starfield?
Or is it the new titty simulator?
Or
Project Yo Mama?
Whoa!
That would be a bestseller.
It would be a bestseller. And then we'll try to wrap up to news of the week before Augustus goes into his coma.
But I think Gustus actually has kind of a little bit of information he's been interested in over the week. He sent me some articles, and actually it's very fucking interesting.
Really?
What were the articles he sent me?
One was a Buffalo, Minnesota teen driving through her. She crashed before she got out of the road. She drove through a building. Yeah.
Like, are we talking like through like the door?
Stormy
lobby,
Daniels passed her lie detector test, and the fact that she did have sex with.
Donald Trump.
With Trump, yeah.
Was there any real question to that? I don't know why they would even bother.
I don't know.
The three idiot Republicans that are left that feel like he's not lying.
So Toys R Us going under?
Yep.
But then their founder died too.
Oh wow.
Chuck Lazarus, Charles Lazarus. Ralph created Toys R Us Inc. and he died at 94.
Damn.
He didn't even skip a beat. and blah, 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 blah.
He's a talented individual.
Yes, he's a pure professional.
Well, it's his fault, really, that the company went under. He let it be bought out by people who suck. So,
Yeah.
It's a blockbuster thing.
$5 billion in debt. That's how you lose.
A little bit.
Yeah, when your prices are almost double what normal stores will sell for shit for. I said almost.
I want to see Trump and Biden fight. Yeah.
Yeah, Biden was all up in his shit.
Yeah. If he had been in my high school, I would have kicked his ass.
He would have, too. I'm sure Trump was a puss.
Bring it on, tough guy.
I caught a hold of that earlier this morning, but I didn't follow it. I was like, tired of Trump news.
Trump tweets, Biden would go down. Not like Stormy Daniels, but.
God, getting images in my head.
Oh.
So, but I did do a little bit of research on Stormy Daniels. Of course
What kind of research?
You did.
What kind of research are
I'll
we
be honest,
talking about?
I never heard of her before this.
What?
Bullshit.
She was on Real. What was it? The porn on HBO. The Real Sex.
Real Sex.
And there was a couple of porn documentaries that I did. She was in them.
Well, I didn't know that. So because I saw her in the strip club. Someone took pictures of her in the strip club. I'm like, boy, those tits are terrible. So I was watching some of her earlier stuff. Holy fuck, is she hot? Like 6 years ago, she was fucking unbelievable.
It's what happens when you have copious amounts of sex. Sometimes it can go south.
I mean, she's just getting older, and
Well, that too.
probably got dust flying out her cooter. But yeah,
She's not that old.
She's
for a
for
a porn star, yes.
What you comparing them to
She's
athletes?
no Nina Hartley.
Nina Hartley's way older. She's 39.
Dude, she's younger than you.
But I'm not a porn star. Be thankful of that.
Come on, man.
Don't discredit your furry years. Don't discredit your furry years. That's all I'm saying. Don't.
Furry, like my nipples?
No, furry is in the animal suit you have in your closet.
She was in 40-Year-Old Virgin.
She was?
Yeah.
What?
She was in 40-Year-Old Virgin. I don't know what.
I don't remember her in 40-Year-Old Virgin.
I don't either.
But yet again, it's I didn't even know who the
Wasn't
fuck
there a
Stormy
stripper
Daniels
in that?
was.
Like they got him a stripper or something? That might have been her.
Let's see. Let's see where she was at.
I don't think.
No, she was and you can tell she was hot because her ass was
You can
smooth. There was
tell.
no cellulite. She had very little body fat, and she was in shape, but she didn't have the manly muscle. She had the nice feminine muscle. She was fucking on top. No wonder Trump won. I can't argue with him wanting to fuck her. I can't.
She was a porn star in 40-Year-Old Virgin. Oh, wasn't there a couple videos about porn in 40-Year-Old Virgin?
Yes. Oh, the box of tapes.
Yes.
Oh, okay. So she wasn't necessarily in it. She
No,
was
because didn't even dream about it. I don't know.
It's been so long since I've
40-Year-Old
seen
Virgin. I know that. So many videos.
All right.
Let's just say she's got a lot of filmage.
Let's just say it's a hot dog down a hallway.
No.
Or yogurt out the doggy door. Oh, no, it's diarrhea.
Oh, God.
I like how in her IMDb bio, it's she's known for 40-Year-Old Virgin. No, she's not.
I know. We were like, who? She was? What?
No, she's not. Don't
Someone's got to change that.
Don't-
She's known
don't
for
lie,
humping Trump.
IMDb. Yeah, don't
She's
lie.
humping Trump.
Don't lie.
Oh, man. Well, let's talk real quick about Fortnite.
Okay.
Fortnite.
I'm going to look right at Silky Smooth for this one since he's
I
been playing
feel
it.
sorry for you.
You're going to look at me?
I'm sorry, dude.
Look at me.
All right.
I could go get my sunglasses if you want.
Look at me, man.
But yeah, if you really think about it, when was the first time you heard about Fortnite? The first moment, hey, Fortnite is a battle royale game that I need to play.
I heard about it months ago because my best friend's kid was playing it. Him and his buddies were playing it a long time ago when it first came out. So I heard about it pretty early on. I did not find the game appealing, but that was me at that moment. But I kind of feel like I've been almost peer pressured to start playing. So yeah,
You got peer pressured into playing.
Yeah, because all the cool kids are doing it. So
Then why is Kevin doing it?
Oh,
what?
Yeah. Let's see you play. You play on PC. You can play on your mobile phone now, too.
I don't have space on my hard drive.
Well, you know what? If you get rid of all your furry Stormy Daniels videos,
No, that's
you'll
on
actually have some room to play.
That's on my
to-do list.
other drive that's 4 terabytes.
But yeah, I mean, really, I knew about it the same way. Actually, last year is when I actually heard about Fortnite. But that was because I was more interested in the actual what Fortnite is, and which is a PvE horde mode survival game where you build traps and defenses.
Yeah, there's 2 different ways to play it, right? There's
Yeah.
Battle Royale, and then there's what's the other mode?
That's the PvE horde mode.
Yeah.
Which is I think it's called the Save the World campaign. But yeah,
That's it, yeah.
Battle Royale was actually just a random mode they decided to create. This wasn't their intent to create Fortnite Battle Royale.
It's very simplistic.
Yeah, it was just like an add-on feature to kids just to get them into Fortnite so that they play the PvE horde mode game mode. But then it wasn't until PUBG showed up that...
I thought PUBG was first.
No. Actually,
Okay.
Fortnite beat them by a little bit, but that's because nobody knew about Fortnite. They didn't know about this Battle Royale mode, and then PUBG showed up. Well, PUBG's been in beta for like ever.
Players Underground Battles.
Battleground.
Player Unknown Battlegrounds.
Yep, there you go. Player Unknown Battlegrounds.
And
Good job.
it really wasn't until PUBG really started gaining a lot of traction on actually Xbox that people started noticing, hey, Fortnite's there. And I mean, PUBG is $30.
You know how much it is?
Fortnite?
Yeah.
Free.
Oh.
Yeah.
If you want to play Battle Royale, it's free. If you want to play the other mode, the PvE mode, that's actually going to set you back about $30.
Okay.
However, that's not the case. With the actual Fortnite Save the World, it's the early access for $30. They are going to make it free to play sometime this year.
Oh, okay.
But PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds, that's $30 right out of the gate, no matter where you look at it. And then, so people were like, well, fuck, I'm not paying $30 for a glitchy-ass game that's going to get me shot in 2 seconds. So a lot of people found Fortnite again and started playing it, and people kept playing and playing and playing and playing. And eventually, it overtook.
What are the stats on that?
Well, now the stats are a little bit behind there. As of January, there is 45 million players and 3 million concurrent players in Fortnite right now.
Now, what's the difference between just players and
Concurrent?
Robert Kincaid
All right,
players?
the first 45 million players. That means how many people have actually downloaded the game
Okay.
on Steam, on PlayStation, on Xbox. 3 million concurrent players means they're playing every day.
Okay.
They're at least logging in once a day. Now, the other players could just be, hey, I'll play once a month or I'll play once a week. That's fine. These are the people that play every single day.
Okay.
Now, PUBG, on the other hand, has 30 million players with 2.9 million concurrent players. Not very far behind.
Nope.
But however, this is back in January, and now actually since then, PUBG has actually started losing players. They're actually seeing less players on Steam, and not as bad on Xbox yet. That's because Xbox just got PUBG. But they are starting to watch people kind of leave it, and they're going to Fortnite, actually. Or they're going to other games to play.
Which one does the Android? Both or just Fortnite?
I think they're both.
They're on both,
yeah.
both on, yeah. And here's the other thing. Now with Fortnite and PUBG on mobile, Fortnite actually broke records. They're the most downloaded game, or download beta, in 13 countries in 24 hours.
Do we know these countries? Are they Abaduhu,
Well,
Baba Haba?
like U.S.,
And there's
South
like 5
America,
people
Brazil.
there?
No, they're actually like
With an
major
old Apple computer.
metropolitan cities
Playing Oregon
and
Trail.
countries. Yeah,
Okay.
But here's the thing, though.
Do they have cars?
They have cars.
Can the women drive?
The
Okay,
women
fine.
can drive too. What is with you and just being racist today all of a sudden?
Yeah, why are you
Women
so racist?
driver? Like, what
Why are
is
you so
wrong with
racist and
Yeah.
sexist?
I
What
was
the
going to
fuck,
say,
man?
women drivers, that doesn't make me racist. It makes me
makes you
sexist.
Well, you're going after other countries too and their technology,
I'm
so that makes you a
I'm
little bit.
racist.
You're saying they're like freaking people in the Stone Age here all of a sudden.
You're just putting women in a corner.
Yeah,
buddy.
I
What's
mean,
wrong with
people
you?
still
Is this why you're still
ride a
single?
goat and hit a plate across with
do
a
you,
stick. That's some entertainment that they might
anytime
have.
you talk to a woman, and you just spew sexism out, and that's why they don't talk to you anymore.
No, I'm actually pretty nice.
Yeah.
That's debatable.
I have to be because this face doesn't get very far.
Yeah, that's true.
Until the sexist
You
shit
don't have
gets
to
thrown
agree
out.
so wholeheartedly. Their whole stinky
Huh?
hole.
Wow.
To also piggyback off that, Fortnite has handily surpassed PUBG in terms of total engagement metrics, like total Twitch viewers at the time of today. Fortnite has about 178,000 viewers to PUBG's 84,000.
Actually, a lot of that has to do with the fact that over the past weekend, Drake and what is his name?
Ninja?
Ninja streamer, Stream Ninja.
They just call him Ninja. Yeah.
Oh, they just call him Ninja. We're playing Fortnite and
with
it was,
Juju Smith-Schuster from the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Oh, I know him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and then Drake. Who's Ninja?
He's
Ninja's
some
the
Twitch streamer.
guy, yeah.
Oh, okay.
and actually was breaking records on the stream.
No,
Nice.
it broke more. Yeah, it broke all the records.
Yeah.
Cool.
Which is impressive. I mean, this you're talking about a game that's just
I play
really
with
simple.
Cardell Jones,
Yeah.
and sometimes Shady will join on because my one buddy,
Cordell probably has a lot of time on his hands.
used to do shoes for Cardell Jones. So former Bill there, we play some Fortnite with him.
Yeah.
What's Cordell doing now? Is he playing?
Cardell's I don't know if
He's
he's still on the Cardinals, but
Because he got traded, didn't he?
I thought he got traded to San Diego.
yeah, he might be still in San Diego. That's
Or
what I meant,
well,
San
Los
Diego.
Angeles
Yeah.
Chargers now.
Yeah.
Whatever.
LA Chargers.
But anyways, another thing to this is actually what gave Fortnite such success on the mobile platform is actually it performs beautifully. Comparative to PUBG, where actually a lot of people have been complaining about it because it's very slow. Controls are crap. They're really crappy on mobile. But yet again, who wants to fucking play a shooter on their mobile phone? Like
Against
you see,
people on PC.
Actually, a lot of my friends are playing the PUBG on.
right, but
fucking
you're
mobile.
on this, and here's like your phone. You're just you can't see like half the screen. Like, what's the fucking point of
Because
it?
even the PC is better than console in regards to like having the mouse and keyboard.
Yeah.
It's always going to be. And then you even drop further. And I was telling Kaiba this earlier. I was watching a video where this guy was totally fucking with the guy he knew was on a phone. He was like standing in front of him, moving a little bit to the left. The guy would try to shoot him, and he'd miss him, and just he kept like rolling around him, and then he finally shot him in the head. But it was like 45 seconds of just idiocy, and I'm like, why would someone? They should have like, I don't know. Do they have like dedicated place where these are just people on mobile, these are just people
dedicated servers.
yeah, or dedicated rooms, or
As
dedicated
far as I know,
lobbies.
it's at least on PlayStation they have their own servers, but on Xbox they share it with PC and mobile. So
The answer was
No, we don't know. Because I would want to, if I was on a phone, there's no way I was going to go into a one with like people. I'd be the one that 99.72. I'd be one of them.
yeah, but here's the thing though. Also, like just the other night, I was actually playing Fortnite where I made it to number 2. I was number 2, and I got shot from behind by some little schmuck. But I went around there. I only killed 4 people. But yet again, killing 4 people is actually probably really, really high in that game. Especially when you're watching, it goes from 90 to 62. And then also you got to remember when you're playing this game, the world is shrinking on top of you, which is really cool. And actually that, obviously it's all Battle Royale games. They do all that shit. But the other really nice thing about Fortnite is the building mechanic. I mean, this isn't just run around and just go shoot people. You can actually build yourself towers, forts, and actually defend your little area of the world until you either have A, leave it, or B, get shot and killed. Which actually, PUBG doesn't have that. But yet again, PUBG is the more realistic shooter.
right.
And which actually brings me to another point about Fortnite, why it's so successful, is that it was built for everybody. It's like, we got to talk about parents and how they get all bitchy about, their kids playing gory, bloody games. Mm-hmm. Well, Fortnite is just a really goofy looking game. And if you watched any footage of it out, it looks like a cartoon.
Yep.
And I think a lot of it, makes parents feel a little bit easier about letting their younger kids play this game because,
You're not going to realistic blood and stuff.
yeah,
like
it's
that.
not as horrible as playing like PUBG or Call of Duty or Battlefield, whatever. So, I mean, what do you think? What do you think of Fortnite, man? As a person who has never seen it.
I really wanted to play it, and I've watched it a couple times. I've watched PUBG more on videos than I have Fortnite, just because I think the availability of the people I like, they play that more. But I like you. I think the last point you brought up is what I really like about it, is that it's not always just going out and shooting. It's defend yourself or find a way to protect yourself from other people, and especially towards the end, protect yourself. So when you're the last 2, 3, 4 left, you're not standing wide open for people to shoot you.
Well, that's the difference between. I don't know if PUBG is the same where the map shrinks after a while.
It does.
It does, but the idea with Fortnite is that unless you're smack dab in the middle, you can't barricade yourself until you get to the certain spot. And by that time, it's so small that you're like, I'll get down to the last 10 most often than not if I'm by myself. But I'll sneak and I'm real good at that part of it. But it's once I get into a firefight with somebody who's got just rocket launcher or something like that because they've been exploring the whole time while I've been hiding. It's not really a fair fight. Yeah. So it's kind of tough. You got to get lucky. I think there's a lot more luck based to it because, all right, well, if you come across a sniper rifle or you come across something and you're able to get to a good perch and all that good stuff, then you're good. But if you're, and I think that's the idea is, is you're going to keep getting in there and keep getting lucky. But I think about the game that I like the most, it's simplistic.
You get it comes down to luck.
You get in there and you get lucky.
You get in there, you get lucky.
I mean, sometimes you can last a minute.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can last a half hour.
The whole time, yeah.
A minute.
Yeah.
At least I think it's real simplistic. I think that's what it makes it attractive. There's not like, I mean, there is a little bit of skill to it, but there's not that much, and so it makes it fair for everybody. So not everyone's just abusing the system.
No loot crates.
Right. Exactly. So I think that's what's cool about it. Right now, as of February, total revenue, Fortnite's made $126 million. PUBG's only made $103 million.
Considering it's like a kind of a free game, that's fucking good.
That's real good it is a free game compared to a $30 game.
Right.
The other way around. So yeah, Fortnite's killing it. I think it's because you're having that celebrity aspect to it, like with Drake and stuff like that. So that's going to be huge. But yeah, I mean, I think it's too is you bring in that group aspect because you can play with 4 other people.
That's a squad you're talking about?
Yep, you can play squad mode or duo.
So I played some squad mode with some friends, and you have that camaraderie. You also have that challenge aspect of it as well. So I think that's what also makes it kind of cool. And I spend less time building things that unless I'm trying to use it as like a deterrence or something like that. More often than not, I'm just trying to sneak around and get a good weapon and stuff like that. That's really been more.
And I've heard a lot of people say, if you want to get down in the top 10, like what Stutzman is doing, is just sneak. Don't engage targets you can't kill. Let them run by you. Hide behind a tree. Hide in a bush. Hide in a house. Just let them run by you because there is no radar. It is just blind luck that they'll catch you and they'll start shooting the fuck out of you. So just pick your battles. Find the weapon that works because there's a couple of different weapons. There's SMGs. There's pistols, revolvers, shotguns. There's a thing in there called the hand cannon, which is a Desert Eagle 50 caliber. And I mean, I've been able to snipe people with that thing, but when it comes to like assault rifles, SMGs, you're severely limited on range. It's got
burst shots. I hate the burst shots.
The burst shots are the worst.
And then I've only picked it up once. At least I haven't played a lot, but I've only picked it up once. I never got to use it. But the sniper rifle is, I think, by far the best weapon.
It's vicious. I've seen people a guy drop in one game 180, 201, 205 yards. I mean, his guy was dropping. I have actually gotten the minigun, and the minigun's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I had that one too.
But yeah, and just like you were saying, like bringing it back, another thing that makes this, very, very successful. A lot of different kinds of gamers. The hardcore gamers, the casual gamers, the in-betweeners. It's fucking free. You just download the motherfucker off the store. And so you don't have that pressure and that anxiety. It's like, well, I just spent, $30, $40, $50, $60 on a game. Now I have to play it.
Right.
Battle, it's like you just play whenever the heck you feel like it. And I think that's the biggest thing that's making Fortnite such a success. Being free, offering, the microtransactions, which are, it's called the Battle Pass. And you don't get any weapons or gear of it. You get basically cosmetic items like a new pickaxe or a different costume to put on, and, whatever, XP gains. That's basically all you get from it. But it's just one of those kind of games. And I mean, I was skeptical while playing a Battle Royale game, and I love it. I love it. I have so much fun playing because I don't care that it sucks when, you're not the number one, but I don't care. Like, whatever. And speaking of not caring, Bethesda. What is going on with Bethesda?
Well, good old Todd Howard put out a mini leak, I'm going to call it. I don't even know if this was planned. Maybe it was. I don't know. But he kind of put out a hint that they're going to be putting out a very big game this year. Mm-hmm. And it's going to be announced at E3.
Yep.
What it is, we just don't know.
Could it be Fallout?
It could be New Orleans. It could be... I'm pretty sure it's not going to be Elder Scrolls 6. But hey, you got to put it in there. You never know. Project Starfield is what everyone feels like it is.
I think it's Project Starfield.
But the thing is there is also a Game of Thrones that they were like 2 years ago. They got hired to build this open world RPG Game of Thrones game. So maybe they're ready to launch this. I
mean, I don't think they're going to be launching that one just for the sheer fact that the final season's not airing until next year. So yeah, it'll probably be worth their while to get more sales by. Yeah, I think they're gonna tie it in with the final season. Okay, so I mean, let me just talk about this quote. It's a really odd quote. Anything I've watched in regards to this news story, I still can't quite understand what he was saying. But this is what he said: "You forget," Howard says, "if you haven't moved in a while, moving is terrible. Or having a child. Not terrible. But the pressures of it, you forget how hard it is to finish a game." What does that have to do with finishing a fucking game? I heard this one too. It confused the hell out of me. I'm like, what the child? Like moving? If you haven't, what are you moving? I mean, I don't get what he's saying here. I have no idea, other than the fact that they're trying to finish a game. Mm-hmm. But what is all that other gibbly gook in the beginning? I'm like, why? Clue. What is? Because I'm like, wait, are they reporting this right? And then I watched it. I'm like, yeah, that's it. No, that makes no sense. I don't understand what he was trying to. If you're to like talk about how like a lot of game companies will try to hide their super awesome secret projects, and every so often they leak something out that gets everybody on the trail. I have no idea where the hell to take that, other than the fact that. And we know that ES6 is just barely starting development. Like they've confirmed it. They've just started doing the writing. Pre-development, yeah. There has been Fallout New Orleans. That's been toted around for a while, but that's being done, I think, by the other company, right? BlackRock or Scorpion or whatever
Obsidian.
It is. Obsidian Entertainment. So I don't think they'd have much control.
That's the second time you've done that. BlackRock. No, Obsidian, which is a BlackRock.
Oh, it is. And I mean, Game of Thrones does make sense. Or at least it kind of makes sense, but it depends on it. I mean, from a marketing standpoint, I would say put it with the final season. Mm-hmm. Put it with that, just so that way people are, well, who knows what it's going to be about? Is it going to be about what's going on in the show right now? Is it going to be before? Is it going to be after? What is the game about? And I mean, that leads you to that. And I think this saying, the more I read it, I think we're kind of taking it like we're reading it verbatim. Him talking, I can see him like, you forget, you haven't moved in a while. Moving is terrible. Or having a child. Not terrible. Like, he caught himself saying that. Like, whoa, no, not terrible. Well, I think he kind of, like, screwed up because I think he's, married with kids. So I think he wanted, like, that's why he's like, oh, wait,
oh, not terrible. That because we're reading it verbatim. We're not, like, actually seeing his.
Maybe it's, like, encoded. Did you try that? Maybe it's, like, Illuminati shit.
We'll report back to that. Yeah.
I try to like start circle. Okay, the third letter of this is this, and the second letter of Todd Howard's name is.
You'll never know.
Who knows? But I really do think it's Project Starfield.
So there's a few bits of information that I got with it too. They're actually developing a new engine, and they're scrapping their old one, which I'm kind of disappointed in a way because it's probably thousands of hours on that engine for me, and I loved it. But the current game that they have announced is being done with the current engine, obviously. So that's why I feel like it can't. Obviously, I really don't think it's Elder Scrolls 6. But that's why I'm kind of with that. We know that's a fact. That's why I'm leaning towards New Orleans. Fallout New Orleans.
Yeah, but why would they care if another company's making a game? I mean, we can get this
huge.
kind of...
And they said they're adding stuff to the next Fallout that is just going to be mind-blowing. And I'm just wondering if that's what happened. They gave the... Because are they really... I mean, that's the whole other thing, too, and that's where a lot of people were tripping up. If it is Obsidian, then how can you say they're developing unless...
Yeah.
But I guess you can because you're paying them to develop the game for you. So I don't know, but I feel like my gut says New Orleans just for the fact that it's the old engine.
Yeah,
and they gave Obsidian because they just opened a new place up in Montreal. So I've always said that there's a place that they opened up in Montreal. What would be perfect to do is take a game that already the engine's there, most of the elements are already there. You just have to write a great story, put it together, and all that. It'd be a great way to start that studio. Whether it is, I don't know. But they have another one that are working on that's being built with a new engine. And I've heard reports that they have one that's in major production with the new engine. And then I also have I watched a story that there's one that's being worked on with this. And then also another one that started pre-production. And that's where I think Elder Scrolls 6 comes in. So I think that's...
So we can already knock out Elder Scrolls 6.
Yeah, there's no... I just added it in because, there's that 0.5% chance that it could be that.
And, Fallout New Orleans, he would never reference that they are making the game with another company making the game. He would never... I mean, for everything, I think, when you look at, Todd Howard and Bethesda, they're, next to CD Projekt Red, they're like the last line of defense for...
He never says them. He says, we're working on projects. Doesn't say they are developing it.
Right.
So that's why I'm like...
Ooh,
reading
okay.
the thing, see, so I don't think he ever really references himself. Now, I could be way off base here, which I probably am. But another thing is he referenced the two projects that are bigger than anything they've done. So to accomplish that, again, I'm veering towards New Orleans. They already have the engine. They already have the elements. They can make a humongous...
Fallouts in a row?
That's what they did before. Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas was 2 years apart.
Right.
That's what that's what they were kind of doing before. And remember Mike May said that was something that they were trying to do. They were coming out with a brand new Fallout, and that would be numbered. Then they'd follow it up with a location. And they were trying to do East, West Coast. Now, you can kind of maybe call New Orleans the West Coast one or the Southern one. But that's what they were trying to do. And they would have that alternate production studio, like Obsidian, doing that for them. It kind of makes a lot of sense. And I really hope that's what it is, because I absolutely adore Fallout 4, and I would love a new location like that. But he said that there was two projects that were bigger than they've ever done before, and which doesn't always translate in a great game. Huge maps don't always translate. But with Bethesda, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. And he says, what I would call kind of different, but still the kind of game people would associate with us. That brings me to another point, that Project Starfield was rumored that it's in the Fallout 4 universe. And that it's 200, 300, 400 years in the future, and they've gotten off Earth because it was just
gone.
It was dying.
I've heard that too, but then I've also heard stories saying that Project Starfield has nothing to do with anything they've already done. It is brand spanking new.
I hope that's what it is. But I just... In fact, right before I came here, I was writing down some notes, and I glanced up. I'm like, Fallout 4 universe? I'm like, I've heard that before, but why would... Well, I guess they already have a storyline to work with and stuff. It's the only last thing... he previously said at E3 that the studio is working on the Elder Scrolls 6, but that was far off. That at a time, Howard said, people will probably hear about those other two big projects long before Elder Scrolls 6.
I know how much you want it to be Fallout New Orleans, but I have to point towards Project Starfield.
Let me just say, either one would be absolutely fine with me.
Without a doubt.
My gut is telling me because of some of the stuff he's saying. Oh, no, because I was thinking about Project Starfield. The biggest thing they've ever done, the biggest thing would be space.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably right. I think it might be Starfield. What do you think there, Cake Man?
I think the cake is not a lie.
Sitting like a brick right now. He's like, whoa.
I think, did you see John Oliver made a book?
No.
So Mike Pence, our vice president, was coming out about this book about his pet bunny named Marlon Bundo. And they called him the Botus Bunny of the United States. And so they released Marlon Bundo's A Day in the Life of the Vice President, a children's book about a day in the life of the Vice President and from the point of view from the Pence family rabbit. If you know how great Pence is, he's very, against the LGBTQ community and all that good stuff.
He's very religious.
Yeah, he's very religious. He talks to God, actually.
That's scary.
So John Oliver released a book of their own, A Day in the Life of Marlon Bundo, where he's a gay romantic relationship between Bundo and another male bunny. And it's outsold Pence's book by like a lot. And the villain in the book is a powerful stink bug who bears a striking resemblance to Mr. Pence, decrees that male bunnies cannot marry each other. And
a stink bug.
A stink bug. And so the Oliver book is ranked number 1. But the other one is ranked number 4 on Amazon. But, and they actually got John Oliver got a lot of cool people to do the voices. So yeah, it's I don't know. I just think that's hilarious. All the money, all the proceeds are going to the Trevor Project and the AIDS United. So
nice.
Good. Mm-hmm. But I really want to know about this person driving through a building, though.
Oh no, that was just quick news.
God damn, I was like,
some 17-year-old girl who was like, just
like fuck it,
and a driving lesson just drove through.
All right, so I want to ask you guys a question, see if you've heard of this. Why do people hate Sea of Thieves?
I don't even know what that is.
Sea of Thieves is a open world like MMO game on the
Pirate
Xbox.
Game,
Pirate, yeah. Think of Assassin's Creed Black Flag without assassins and goofy looking.
Yeah, I don't know.
And you're always, being a pirate. I
watched like a good couple hours of it, and it looks fun. So I just wanted to know what's the problem with that. I read I was scanning through articles, researching, figuring what I wanted to talk about today, and I saw that. Like, so I kind of, in Google, you can click and it shows a whole bunch of, and there's like fucking 50 articles saying, something's wrong with Sea of Thieves, something's this. I'm like, what is wrong with it?
Microtransactions and loot boxes have something to do with some pitfalls. I don't know, maybe that's something you gotta do a little bit more research on.
I might post it up.
But anyways, speaking of some interesting news articles.
Yes, sir.
Nudes? All right.
It's
fucking blazing in here.
So I'll talk about some of the I'll do the 2 big articles here. Toxic management costs an award-winning game studio its best developers. This is from The Verge. How a $36 billion video game industry burns out its best employees. So back in 2012, you all right there, guy?
Yeah, I pulled an ass muscle.
Oh, nice.
You weren't even doing the lane.
Star Trek actress Zoe Saldana announced Spike Video Games Award Game of the Year, The Walking Dead, by Telltale Games. They beat out games like Dishonored, Mass Effect 3, which required hundreds of thousands of dollars and tens of millions of dollars to make, and hundreds of developers. The Telltale Games team, including co-founders Kevin Brunner and Dan Connors, the Walking Dead creator Robert Kirkman, made it a stage, accepted the award. They gestured to other people, the project leads, thanking them, blah, blah, blah. They said, they didn't even think that they would win, and they said, we work with the most talented people on the planet. At the time, Telltale was a studio of under 100 people, small by mainstream studio standards, where headcounts can range from hundreds to thousands, in an industry when storytelling often takes a backseat to fun gameplay. The win established Telltale as a successful developer that valued storytelling and game development, character development above all else. More awards start piling up, and then soon they started doing spin-off games like Batman, Game of Thrones, and Guardians of the Galaxy that focused on narrative, emotional investment instead of action and bombastic set pieces. But the rise would not last. In November 2017, the company announced it was laying off 90 developers, roughly a quarter of its staff. For some at Telltale, the news was a shock. For others, it was the inevitable outcome of what sources familiar with the company describe as years of culture that promoted constant overwork, toxic environment, and creative stagnation. The Verge spoke to more than a dozen current and former developers. Really?
Are you done? Are you good? What the fuck?
I don't know, but that hurt.
I know. It scared the hell out of me.
I'm hurt.
I thought you exploded over there.
I came close. Sorry, I'm allergic to jackasses laying off people.
So anyways, the Verge got to a dozen people telling them the story. The conditions almost hit one group hires towards the developers who actually make the games. Layoffs are a pervasive fact of life, and even some successful studios go through that, blah, blah, blah. Trying to get to more of the meat and potatoes of this.
Like, I scanned through it because it's a long fucking article.
It is. It's a really well-done article. I highly recommend if you The Verge, Telltale Games, like I said, please read it all. I'm just going to try to skim through it, but essentially,
I'm
it
just
was the
thinking,
culture. It was just
the
how
lead time they give these games is what kills them. If they would give them more time, like another 6 months, I don't think it'd be as bad. But I think they give unrealistic lead times.
2013, they did Wolf Among Us, Walking Dead Season 2, 2014, Game of Thrones, Borderlands, and then to Batman, Guardians of the Galaxy, more Walking Dead, Minecraft. One employee described it.
Minecraft.
It says, they...
What?
And so as Telltale became more prolific, they launched episodes along with a Minecraft game, and then more seasons of The Walking Dead and Minecraft. And then one employee described a T-shirt that the studio distributed with its episode release dates as so packed that it looked like it was promoting a concert tour. Crunch culture. Telltale was no exception. Some former employees reported working 14 to 18-hour days and coming in every day of the week for weeks on end. But where most developers go into crunch mode in the final months, they described it as a constant. Everything was always on fire. One source with direct knowledge of the company says you never got a break. Let's kind of end it there. But
realistic launch dates I feel is probably the primary fuel to that fire. If they would say, okay, we want to launch August 1st and we know that we're going to have to do 18-hour days, fuck that. And let's do March of next year. Let them work normal days.
The biggest problem is that you have the guy that's giving you the money,
right?
That's giving you the release date.
And then the people beyond him who are like funding it at, say, a board, or if they're a public company, traded company or whatever. Yeah,
you got
the trickle down.
Stockholders to please. You got board trustee. I mean, the gaming world has definitely changed since
Atari ET.
I was gonna say even like the Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis worlds. But yeah, it's a very toxic. I mean, anything that deals with gaming or programming, it's always going to lead to toxic environments because they're going to get pushed to the absolute limits to make deadlines, and I mean, yeah, it sucks.
But do you have a follow-up article on this there, Nick?
Another article?
That relates to this?
Yeah, kind of. Game developers are now pushing for unionization amid insecure positions, excessive overtime, which is, it kind of goes hand in hand with this. Game Workers Unite push leads to some contentious discussions. You can find this article on ARS Technica. It was published today in San Francisco. Going into the Game Developers Conference this week, you could foresee some of the hot topics that would be consuming the world's largest gathering of game makers. Stuff like real-time ray trace graphics, fantastical blockchain-based business schemes, and how to design games for augmented reality. But another surprising issue is that of unionization. Labor organizing isn't a new idea into the game industry. The first time that this person wrote about the issue was back in the Electronic Gaming Monthly more than a decade ago. But there seems to be more momentum for the idea among the grassroots developers on hand at the conference this year, thanks in large part to the organized movement called Game Workers Unite. This organization, which is not a union itself, formed over private Facebook groups and Discord chats in recent weeks and has practically blanketed the Moscow Center with brochures and zines encouraging developers to band again together against exploitative working conditions, uncertain project-based job security, and excessive life-consuming crunch time.
I think they should do it.
I
Makes
wholeheartedly
complete
agree.
sense.
The real question for now, though, is whether this new burst of unionization activity and momentum will last beyond this week. If interested developers can keep the conversation going once they leave the relatively tight-knit confines of the Game Developers Conference, then this might be the time when a game developers union might finally get off the ground. If not, the effort could fizzle out as so many in the industry have before it.
Word.
Okay. Allegedly Chris Evans, this will be his last hoorah as Captain America, by the way.
Yeah, I'll say that. We'll have to see what happens.
No, he's not. He didn't sign another contract.
Oh, he didn't sign his contract?
Yeah, so the 2 Avenger movies should be his last.
What's he gonna do?
I think he wanted to get more into directing.
Oh, okay. So that makes sense. I'm just like, if you're kind of pigeonholed into something, it's so hard to get out of that.
Yeah, it's the same as like being on like a sci-fi TV show or
Like Jonathan Frakes so badly wanted to be something else, but he never could get into anything else because he'll always be number 2.
And the only thing he could do was direct Star Trek movies and Star Trek TV.
And they were good though. He did a lot of like mystery TV shows and stuff like that. But
Beyond Belief.
Yeah, Beyond Belief. And there was another one, Best UFO Encounters. He was the MC for that, or he did the voiceover for it, and he was really good at it. But yeah, I just use him as an example that you get pigeonholed into something, and you're kind of stuck.
Yeah.
White House's version of It, Kellyanne Conway, is rumored to be the next White House communications director. She drew a strong reaction on social media with a joke about drug use at the Forum for Millennials. Introducing Health and Human Services Secretary Alex Azar and the Department of Justice's Sarah Isgur Flores, Conway discussed fentanyl, a synthetic opioid that is significantly more potent than heroin. She says, on our campuses, your folks are reading the labels, won't put any sugar in their bodies. They don't eat carbs, and they're very, very fastidious about what goes in their body. And then you buy a street drug for $5-10, and it's laced with fentanyl, and then that's it. My short advice is, if somebody double your age, eat the ice cream, have the French fry, don't buy the street drug.
Is this a weird blonde-haired lady that's
Yeah, she's like
super eccentric, weird?
She's the White House version of
Tammy Faye?
No. Of the clown from It.
Pennywise.
Stormy Daniels?
Stormy Daniels actually has an interview with 60 Minutes this Sunday.
Nice. Will she be topless? No. Bottomless, maybe, not topless.
You're an idiot.
That's it for me.
Why is that news?
That's it.
He thinks with his penis and isn't that bright.
I noticed.
All right. Anyways, wow. Fortnite. Fortnite, continue to enjoy your success in the Battle Royale genre until it gets so saturated that it implodes on itself. But I am looking forward to playing their PvE Horde mode survival.
Horror mode?
Horde.
Oh.
Horde.
That's not as exciting.
You've been thinking about Stormy Daniels too much. Also for Bethesda, gearing up for E3, what could it be? Fallout New Orleans? Elder Scrolls 6? All right.
I hope they don't call it Starfield.
No, it's not called Project Starfield.
I mean, it is, but I hope they don't name the
Project
games.
Starfield is its moniker name. It's its copyright name. Could be Project Starfield, or it could be the new Game of Thrones that we're going to hear about. I don't know. We'll find out at E3. But anyways, for Silky Smooth.
Hi.
Augustus Group. Hi. For Jay Zippo.
Bye.
I am Kaiba. Find us on the web, secondreview.com.
By the way, if you notice, I didn't pimp any of my stuff because I lost a bet with Kaiba, so that's why I didn't.
Yeah.
So,
anyways.
Same thing.
You can find us on the web, thesecondreview.com. That's the number 2, ndreview.com. Also find us on Facebook, Twitter, Google+. Any other social media besides YouTube?
Pussysnatch.com.
There you go. Just find us at secondreview.com. Also find us on YouTube. And if you're watching this episode on YouTube, please hit the subscribe button for us. We'd appreciate it. And we might send Silky Smooth to your house.
Because we're hurting.
First word.
We'll catch you all on the flip side.